Hello, everyone, and welcome to ROKStudios. I'm Stan Miller. I'm the PR and Analyst Relations Manager for Rockwell Automation in the EMEA region. And I'm here with Ashkan Ashouriha. He's our Product Manager for Digital Solutions, including IoT in the EMEA region. Ashkan, welcome to the studio.
Thanks for having me. Thank you.
So good to have you here again. We're here to talk about finding your data's power and harnessing innovation for autonomous smart manufacturing. This is a huge topic, so I'm looking forward to this discussion. So let's get into it. To start, how has the evolving landscape of smart manufacturing affected the way companies approach the role of data in their operations?
So I guess this is the core question, right? So think about when the industry starts to think about a smarter way of doing manufacturing, called smart manufacturing. There was a lot of ideas, but once you have an idea, you're trying something, and you have a lot of lessons learned, and you're trying to repeat. So we are now, at the end of the day, end of one of the first cycles. There's a lot of lessons learned, do's and don'ts. Nearly a decade ago, people started to say, hey, data is the new oil, do data mining. But nobody said what to do with that, right? So it means a lot of people, OEMs, end users, a lot of you created a lot of data. And that's it, right? Because they want to be on time, but nobody really told them, hey, maybe you should first think why you need the data, right? So it means one of the biggest lessons learned of the last 10 years is you should have a data strategy, right? The strategy means really which type of information you need from a sensor. Do you really need a sensor, or do you need a different sensor? Those kind of things for your ultimate goal. So this brings me to my favorite topic. You have to do reverse brainstorming. It means you have to say, okay, this is my ultimate goal. This is my goal. Because digital transformation is not your goal. It's your tool set, right? You're using it to reach a goal. For example, you're looking after higher throughput, OEE, increasing OEE. Okay, that's your goal. It's not digital transformation. That's your goal. And digital transformation is helping you to get there. And then you have to understand where you are. Then you have 3 bullets at the end of the day, and then you have to start to connect them. It's okay, I'm here, that's my goal, those are the tool sets, let's go. And then you need a data strategy, because otherwise you're investing a lot of money and time and resources. And in the end you're learning, oh, okay, that wasn't the one I was looking for, right? So, and you know, in nowadays, once you're doing that, you're investing, you have to go to your board and say, hey, this is our return of invest. And without a data strategy, this is hard to achieve. Let me say it like that.
Yeah. So not pursuing digital transformation for digital transformation's sake, but focusing on the outcome. If I'm hearing you correct, makes sense. So let's talk about in the context of smart manufacturing. What are some of the key challenges that manufacturers face in transforming that raw data that you were talking about, right, into actionable insights and how they can effectively address those obstacles?
So the first challenge is don't try to do everything at the same time, because you're losing control, you're losing the trust in the company, and you're losing trust to your own strategy, because when you try to do everything at the same time, you can imagine that can't be successful, right? You have a lot of cases, okay, no, this won't fly maybe in the next 5 years. You can't do that. So this is the first thing. Second one is really tell your people, tell your employees why you're doing this. So we have all this discussion. Again, a lot of lesson learned. I'm talking to CIOs, CDOs, those type of roles. Okay, we started to do that because there was pressure. We have to do something. But they say, okay, we should maybe talk more to the people. Tell, hey, we're doing this not to replace you with your job. We're doing this to secure your job, right? Because otherwise, maybe our competition, that means the competition of the customer, will do maybe a better job, right, or better integration. So we are in a competitive situation globally, right? And you have to have a healthy view, let me call it like that, on what you're doing. So talk to your people, say, hey, now we are bringing those specific solutions into the cloud because we believe this is helping you on your daily job. And if you look into the messaging during the pandemic, it changed from digital transformation, more, hey, digital worker, right? How can we help the workforce really on site, in front of the machine, the operator, the maintenance people. So that's one of the lessons learned behind. And the last one is really, again, you need a data strategy. That's the huge point, because again, from sensor and to the cloud and the outcome, how does it fit together?
Makes sense. Ashkan, you spend a lot of time talking with customers, understanding their challenges, their opportunities, and also their successes. Right? So at a high level, we don't necessarily need to name drop anyone specifically unless you want to, but can you share a real world example of how the integration of IoT, digital twin, AI, or other emerging technologies have driven significant improvements in efficiency, business outcomes, or business outcomes for manufacturers?
So the biggest successes are really those where a customer had a specific problem, issue, challenge, call it whatever you want, and really try to specifically focus on that, not more. So there is one that was on the early days when we started with our journey of the Connect Enterprise. So I supported that from my side, and it's still one of the most impressive one. So there was a company working on paint shops, right? And I say, hey, we have a lot of robots, we're doing this, and they have to have a better flexibility and a higher quality. It's like, hey, for that we did a lot of investments in cool robots, right? All the paint shops with robots and high-speed cameras. They said the thing is they wanted to use the high-speed cameras to make a lot of ultra-speed photos about the nozzle of the robots, where they're really pushing the paint fog into how is the pattern, how does it work. We got terabytes of data from one robot, not all of them, because too much data. Again, no data strategy back in the days, right? So I said, okay, here it is, right? This is the application. Here it is, terabytes of data. So we worked internally with our services department to say, hey, how can we help the customer? We desperately need some data science people look into it, and we find a lot of patterns, right? The way the movement, the pressure, the paint, the paint itself, which we have to change something. So this was mind blowing, right? We helped the customer really with that, and they're still using those outcomes to modifying, optimizing the brownfield and looking more into new greenfield applications. Okay, this is what we'll give to our OEMs, guys. Look, this is our standard. We want to have this to optimize, because think about it. Higher quality means you don't have to rework, right? So it means a lot of energy savings. And if your paint shop or paint job is better quality, it is sustainable as well, because, right? So you see, there is a lot of dependencies where back in the days we didn't saw it, and today say, oh, a lot of dependencies. So we already solved the problem, but now we okay, there wasn't. So there was really two different topics, key drivers for the customer. Now we are connecting it together.
That's a great example. Right. So earlier in our discussion, you mentioned workforce. I'd love to circle back on that a little bit. How can manufacturers ensure that their workforce is adequately prepared for the transition to data-driven, autonomous, smart manufacturing in an environment? And what role does upskilling play in that process?
There are different challenges since you have a wide range of, let me say, generations. The people, so you have the younger people, the bonds, the baby boomers, whatever, right? Different spec. You have to find a common sense how you're bringing those values, because from the customer perspective, those are values. They're investing into it, right? We're bringing that to the customer, and so this is this. So what we are always saying to the customer, again, be transparent, right? So bring them in and say, hey guys, look, this is, for example, this is your smartphone or your tablet helping you to getting information. Not because we want to track you, but this is just helping, right? You're replacing paper, replacing maybe different versions from one document. If you talk to the quality people, you're learning a lot. That this is one common sense. What is a quality target, for example, for product X, Y, Z? So that's what we really try to talk to the customer and say, hey, okay, you have specific roles with specific focus, again, like a matrix, and how we can really help the customer. And this is bringing me to our own heritage, right? So scalability is our DNA, right? And this is helping us a lot, because then we have to think, okay, this is the small version. So, or if you want to, maybe this is easier. If you want to have t-shirt sizes, right? So you have the XS up to 5XL, but that depends on what your role is and which kind of support, let me call it digital support you need by your daily job.
Got you. Tailored approach, that's clear. All right, last question for me, and that's about, let's talk a little bit about, as industries continue to embrace smart manufacturing, what do you envision as the next frontier in leveraging data and technology to further optimize production processes and accelerate transformation in industry?
You already see the smile in my face because if you look into the news, everybody's talking about ChatGPT, right? AI and OpenAI, those kind of things. Is this new? No. And again, we use that for the customer with the paint shop. Understanding what it is, where it can help me, and losing those 90% of fear. So that's so we had a lot of discussions with customer during the last fairs, and they asked us, hey, where do you see that? So thinking about how we can leverage those capabilities from a modern AI, let me call it that, in the manufacturing area. Because the scary part is that example with ChatGPT is connected to the internet. Every piece of information that is publicly available is connected to it. Do you want that for production? I guess no. But the tool set itself, the technology, those capabilities could be used in an isolated environment to help you. Say, hey, okay, this is not my production. Tell me, can I reach my goal? If not, what should I do? Just as an assistant. It's like you're asking your Alexa, whatever, Siri, whatever system you're using, hey, where is the next sushi restaurant? I love sushi, give me some suggestion. It's the same thing, right? So it is just helping you. It's not doing your job. It's helping you, right? And from my personal view, I did some tests with it. It's okay, hey, when I want to talk to sales or talk to customer, what is the easiest way to talk about the specific technology? As a techie, it's sometimes hard to do. So, and those answers was good. So it helped me to rethink my approach. It's okay, maybe this is because the system gave me very easy understandable language. So okay, can use those bullets. Okay, maybe I will take that one. That is good, right? Just as an assistant, take it, right? And lose the fear of it. So, we're talking about AI since, 15 years. So, but now the people start to see, okay. It is the point of no return, right? So we use that will influence our future in smart manufacturing.
Ashkan, it's always a pleasure to have you in the studio. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you very much for being here.
And thank you for watching. If you'd like to learn more about Rockwell Automation software solutions and IoT solutions, visit www.rockwellautomation.com.